All right. Let's do this. Welcome to the Judgment Free Zone. You've downloaded the Alcohol Free Marriage and More podcast with Matt and Amy, recorded live from the cornfields of Central Illinois. Welcome to episode 84 for June 10th, 2024.
Well, hello there, children. Welcome back to your weekly freak show that is the Alcohol Free Marriage and More podcast. I am Matt, along with the always production challenging Coach Amy. How are you, my love?
Production challenge. There's a typo.
No, you like to give me a production challenge. Oh, why
Sure.
don't we do it this way now?
Let's do it a little different.
Yeah, I know. So as you're reading, I have it down as episode number 84. But you read right through it like a pro.
I read right through it like a pro.
Because a pro you are. Well, welcome back, children, to the cornfield of Central Illinois. Before we get on too far, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, leave a comment below, do all those fun things.
Yeah.
Don't forget to always go to joyontheotherside.com where you can learn about marriage coaching, alcohol freedom coaching. What's that other coaching you do?
It's not. None of this is out there yet. That's on the new website.
That's on a new website, but you will see that soon.
We're going to be working on that soon.
Speaking of my to-do list.
But you can go ahead. If you have any questions, you can just email me at amy@joyontheotherside.com, and I am here to help with that. Don't forget our updated guide, which is our Beyond Spirits. It's 7 tips for starting your AF journey.
That is actually out there.
That is out there. And then if you are also interested, you can also get our marriage meeting guide. And we always have, I believe, in the notes here.
I believe in the notes here we do have it.
Yes.
Last time I did the podcast, it was that way. Yeah.
Yes.
They're in there.
And so you can get that as well.
There you go. There you go. Just make your life easier. Just go to the links in the description. Easy for me to say. All right, Coach Amy.
So what are we going to be talking about?
Now we got that business out of the way.
Yes.
I tell you.
Now we're going to be talking about other business.
Other business. That's like, so this will fall under the marriage/more category for a minute.
Yeah, the marriage / maybe
Too much more.
too much information.
For those of you who maybe have been married or dating or been with somebody for an extended period of time, when you first start dating, like, oh, everything's perfect. Like, I can't even fart in front of that person. Those type of things. Oh, what happens if I get a runny nose? All these things, right? And they'll slowly start to fade away. Now, we've been married 25 years, almost 26 years. Almost 25 years.
Almost 25.
But who's counting? Amy likes to share a lot about poop. If she needs to poop, if she just pooped, was it a good poop? Was it a bad poop? I haven't pooped. How much weight do I lose when I poop? Oh, I weigh more. I need to. I'm like, I don't need to know all that.
But you do.
But do I?
You do. And
how does that benefit?
You need to know what's going on with the bowel movement, man.
Why? With my own, sure. With
it needs to be healthy.
Sure. But your does not impact. I mean, I guess kind of it could, but not really. Maybe the plumbing, if I have to fix the plumbing.
I like to share. What can I say?
Yeah. Although it did get me onto a tangent of I don't share mine anymore because I quit drinking. And when I quit drinking,
your IBS,
all my stomach problems,
all your stomach, your GI issues.
And I haven't had anybody in recent memory complain about their stomach problems. But anybody who ever does, I say, do you drink?
That's true.
Don't complain about your stomach problems until you still, because I used to think, I can't drink coffee or I can't eat ice cream or I'm lactose and all this crap. No,
yeah.
I was alcohol.
You used to tell everybody you were lactose intolerant, which no, you're not.
No, I eat ice cream all the time now.
You can eat ice cream.
And milk and yeah.
Yeah, so it is.
And
I
drink coffee.
Well, the reason this came up is because,
because Amy talks about poop all the time.
True, but I will tell you that I will share this link in the bio of this particular podcast that I was listening to, which right now it's just escaped me, but they were talking to a gut doctor.
Oh yeah.
And he's talking about his experience and how our microbiome, which lives in our stomach, it's not a part of you. It is actually something that's living inside of you. Yes, it is. And how what we put into our body ultimately can
grow, kill,
rev up certain ones inside because there's so many different ones.
Right.
And it was just really interesting because even this doctor was talking about how he knew all of these things, but yet he was exercising. He was completely stressed out. And all of a sudden he goes, I had a gut. He never made the connection of what he was ingesting, like the foods that we put into our body, the processed foods, and how that was actually affecting his stomach. And it just came up. And I was like, you know what? That's a really good podcast to listen to, because we need to be eating more whole foods. We need to not only, like the alcohol, yes.
Right.
If you're going to drink, you just need to be really aware that you shouldn't only be drinking now the guidelines. And I go by other countries now because I don't believe our country is giving us good guidelines. But, really no more than 2
a
is
week.
now 2 a week.
Yeah.
But I get it. But the thing is when you're drinking, like we were drinking, the system is out of balance. It's out of whack. And anyways, it was just a really good interview. I will get that to Matt. He'll get that in the show notes. But it was just, taking care of your whole body, really working on the stress. He talks about just doing 10 minutes of breath work. And when I say breath work, breathing in 4, letting out 6, doing that for 10 minutes.
Right.
Really getting yourself connected with your nervous system. And then also the microbiome in there is directly connected somehow to, like our vagus nerve that goes through your whole body.
And everything.
So, that whole gut brain connection.
Right,
and I can just tell you though, even now eating healthier, last night we went to the company party and we had it was really nice. The restaurant we went to has the best, like fresh farm to table concept. Wonderful food, but oh my, I could just, before we even left, I'm like, oh no, the stomach is
that'll impact the poop, won't it?
It did.
See, and now you kids get to hear it too. But
so you need to be, you just need to be in touch with your whole body.
Right. But we have the gut microbiome. But I just read an article too, how Listerine and mouthwashers with alcohol are problematic for your mouth. Like beyond just like dry.
Your mouth, into your stomach.
But it can cause other problems. Like Mike, I gave up Listerine like it was a habit. I was like the burn, but I quit using Listerine and my mouth kind of refreshed. The alcohol was a drying agent, so watch out that Listerine, kids. I don't know. I am no mouth doctor or dentist.
That is perfect. That is completely true.
Amy, let's move on to something I do know something about. That would be non-alcoholic beers. This week we're reviewing a couple beers.
Yes,
we don't always do beers, I guess, but this week it's beer. We found this mix pack from Sierra Nevada, and Amy is trying the
Brewveza.
Yeah, Brewveza.
And
I think it's supposed to be, I didn't look it up. I think it's supposed to be like a summer, like salty lime, kind of like the Chelada from Go Brewing, which if you don't want to discount your first order, Go Brewing. Check out the link in the description. Amy, how is that?
it is good. But I'm looking on here trying to see, if it has anything. This tells me nothing.
What do you mean has
about
anything?
It doesn't tell me.
No calories or anything?
No, it just doesn't tell me anything about the beer.
Oh, like a description?
Yeah. So
no, as a QR code, you know the QR code. How do you like it? What's it? Does it taste?
I do like
it. Is it the limey kind of, or is it more like or is it trying to mimic a Corona?
Maybe. Yeah, kind of has a little bit of a Corona taste, maybe.
Yeah, leans way more towards the Corona than like that salty lime kind of.
Yeah.
It's good.
It would be really good with lime in it.
Well,
and now that I'm buying bags of limes,
that's a whole nerd. We are not getting scurvy.
You guys, I am addicted to the lime right now. I don't know why. Every day I'm having a little pinch of salt in my water and lime.
I know. Yeah, I know. They put lime in the yogurt and lime in the coconut.
Oh my goodness, we got to do that dessert for everybody.
Okay, yes, let's do that.
Like that dessert?
I am doing I guess it's all Trail Pass. Their Hazy IPA, which I actually took a sip while we were on our last topic, and I almost had to jump in because it tastes so good. I really like this.
Jump in. Let me tell you how much I don't like this.
I was going to say, which means if it's a Hazy IPA, that's classic Amy won't like. Yep. If you like an IPA, this is on point. That's very IPA-y.
Okay. This is a little weird.
You had a look of, I don't like it, but I think maybe I could like it. It's a little different. It's good. I really like it.
This has more of a lime.
You think?
Maybe.
I think you're mixing your flavors now. I'm not getting lime.
That's
in
not bad.
Huh.
Which is weird.
Wow, that's saying a lot for Amy because she's not an IPA person.
Huh.
And Hazy's even less usually. That's really good.
Well, there you go.
I think
so
we'll give them 2
we got a
thumbs
couple
up.
more.
But if you can find the mix pack, it comes with
The mix pack is always fun, isn't it?
comes with that one. It comes with the Hazy IPA, the regular IPA, and then their pale. I think.
Yeah, so we'll have
they're
to
golden
be
or pale or something like that.
looking at that.
Yeah, so very exciting.
Cool.
Got the local Hy-Vee there, kids. All right,
Or
Kurt.
probably any beverage store that carries Sierra Nevada. And
That's
if they
true.
don't have it, if they just have
Say,
the
you
regular.
suck and move on.
No. Always remember to go up and ask. Because if you don't ask, they're not going
They
to
don't
know.
know. Right.
And keep asking. Keep, in some ways, into some places, harassing.
Harassing or asking.
Harassing.
All right, all the cool kids on YouTube, and this podcast is on the YouTubes if you want to watch it there too, under Alcohol-Free Marriage and More podcast.
Oh, yes, yes.
But Coach Amy wants to do a book review unboxing. I've never done a book
Well, I'm going to do a little
unboxing.
review because
Well, it's not a
last
review.
week...
You haven't read this book because it's
No, I
still in the
haven't.
package.
No, but I wanted to just say that Dupe Witherick, who was on the podcast last week,
Right.
her book came. I'm super excited.
I think it came like the next day. So.
Yeah. So are you looking to
What's the
be
book called?
happier and have more time, better health, and more freedom? These are all the things you gain from becoming alcohol-free. And this is a cocktail of clarity. How to ditch drinking, embody a joyful new identity, and thrive alcohol-free. And she's got some, I was thumbing through it. She's got some
Recipes.
recipes.
Always love a recipe.
And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to be making, she has like some, here it is, dark chocolate energy balls.
I love an energy ball.
So I'm excited about. I wanted to also, the devotional that I am working with clients through and the program, the Choose Freedom program, the devotion's called The Plans He Has for Me, a 12-week daily devotion for freedom and alcohol. And the author is Roseanne Forte, and she is going to be on the show coming up soon. This is a great devotional to take you through if you're wanting to let go of alcohol, but also if you have something else, like if you have another substance, if you're wanting to work on food, if you're wanting to work on like a thought pattern that you might have that is holding you back, that's what I used it for. I used it on my feelings of not enoughness and not feeling like I'm worthy. And so that's what I did. I'm actually going through it again, and it is great. There is just so much.
And that's a companion book
wisdom
with your program.
Yes, the Choose Freedom program that I'm actually getting ready to start again.
Is there still time for people to join?
If we're looking at, I might have 1 or 2 spots left at the airing of this on Monday.
Right,
So
Amy
if
at
you,
joyontheirside.com.
if you are interested, it's an 84-day break. It's a challenge. It is strictly a challenge. You're going to go 84 days. It accompanies using the devotional. And then there are videos that go over 12 core concepts, and it's an amazing program. So if you are interested in that, let me know. Now
the unboxing.
unveiling.
It's more like an unbagging. I don't know what that is.
So I'm super excited because it says from Penguin Random House, and I'm just
Well, it's not like Publishers Clearinghouse. I mean, it's not going to be a check in there or something, but
no, it's a publishing. One of my friends. One of the things that we have gotten to do and
she has sharp objects out now. The little thing didn't.
no.
Oh. She is not a professional unboxer,
No.
YouTube unboxer.
So I'm opening this up. But anyways, my friend Christy Osborne just finished her book, and it is getting released this fall. But I'm so excited.
So
I'm
this
an
is
early
we
person.
can't even give a link to this. Like this
No,
isn't-
but you can go to her website. But it's Love Life Sober by Christy Osborne. It's a 40-day alcohol fast to rediscover joy, improve your health, and renew your mind.
So it's on a pre-order right now, right?
Yes, this is so cool.
Wow, and you're like an inside groupie. Here, let me see it real quick. I just want to show. Show the camera the cover. Love Life Sober.
And that's Christy's, if you go on Instagram, that's her handle. That is so cool. Let me see this.
Looks like you can get it at waterbrooksbooks.com.
Yep, but not yet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 'cause this is not for sale.
No.
This book will not be available in stores until the on-sale date. This is... Oh.
I know. It's so
You're
cool.
Such the insider.
So
maybe don't go that URL. I have no idea where that goes, to be honest.
It's supposed to be released, it looks like September. So I'm one of the first people to get this. And so I feel very
I'm glad
special.
we shared a book that nobody can buy.
But you can go out and you can follow Christy.
That's true.
She also has a great podcast too.
Everybody's got a podcast.
So we all have our podcast, but we all love each other. That is the one thing in this space that is so great.
I've never met a jerk yet.
I mean, we have had so much fun. I mean, remember we met with Ken Middleton and his book.
Yep, still follow Ken.
Love that. We've got DuPay. I mean, we've had so many people, and she came.
I feel like we need a book.
And she came tumbling down. That was
the
by
mixology book.
Carla Adkins. That was so good. We've met a lot of different people who have, we had Maureen, the Sober Fit chick, who was a contributor in a book. So, it's really kind of cool.
We have to do a book.
So I don't know.
We got the podcast.
Do you think we could do a book?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't probably read books. I don't write a book.
I mean, a book women want to read and men want to listen to.
Oh, there you go.
Or men will maybe read it.
So I married my best drinking friend. I don't know.
So
we'll ideate on that later.
So your best buddy quit drinking. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But anyways, congratulations, Christy. It's coming to fruition. This has been like a couple of years in the making. Maybe even a little bit longer than that. So
I've never seen a prototype book before.
I know, isn't this so cool?
Fancy.
It's like a special book.
All right, moving along.
And I love books. I love
the
books. So excited.
All right, Coach Amy. So a little news item I found here. I'm not going to do the news intro, partially because my software lost it on me. But when I was a drinker and doing business travel, drinking on the airplane was like how I survived air travel with my anxiety, which was partially brought on by drinking, but
it is very common.
It's very common
for people.
And some people, it starts your vacation and whatever. So some people, it's your habit. You need to for your flight jitters, or it's just, the airport. There's no drinking time at the airport. It's always 5:00 at the airport. But there's this new study that says drinking alcohol, this is before sleep on a flight, presents a health risk. The combination of alcohol consumption, sleep, and a low oxygen environment at those high altitudes was found to reduce blood oxygen saturation, increase heart rate, and slash your sleep quality. So in-flight sleep already is exacerbated by the fall in blood oxygen in that, in the air cabin from the atmospheric pressure. Under the added effect of alcohol consumption, these tests show the participants' blood oxygen saturation decreased further, their heart rate increased, and then their deep sleep was reduced. So, like, their oxygen levels got down to like 85%, and then their heart rate increases. So, especially people who have any kind of like underlying heart condition, you hear a lot of people get on a plane and they have a heart attack. Well, if you have a few drinks and you're on the plane, that could be enough to exacerbate.
Wow.
Yeah. And then the sleeping part is like, well, it messes up your sleep because your heart, but just those, you may be like, oh, I'm fine. All of a sudden, like, no, I'm dead. So, yeah, drinking and flying, even if you're just a passenger, is actually unhealthy. Because the blood oxygen down to 85% is getting a little, even during COVID era, they're like, if it's 85%, you're dangerously low. So I did not know that. I didn't know your blood oxygen level even dropped when you flew, period. But apparently, if you do it on, and so the recommendation is like, don't drink at all on an airplane, and they're even suggesting like they don't serve alcohol on an airplane. That I'm not necessarily a proponent of that, but it is good knowledge to have.
Interesting.
I'm like, crap, I could have killed myself on the airplane just drinking.
Many times.
True story.
Many times.
And that's not even doing anything
especially
crazy.
when you mix what did you use to mix? You would have a drink, but you would also take a pill.
No. No. I wouldn't drink with the pill. Not the pill.
You're a liar.
It was a Xanax in the morning or a drink in the afternoon. If it's a morning flight, you can't drink. Well, you can, but I didn't. So early morning flights,
you did when we went to China.
No.
Yeah.
I guess I did have a few drinks.
Yeah, because you were passed out.
Well, that was 14 hours. That was a different scenario.
Okay.
Great excuse, I know. Generally, my thing was for the anxiety, I'd have a Xanax if it was a morning flight because, of course, my stomach was too wrecked from drinking, so I couldn't drink in the morning. Or any afternoon flight, then I would just have some drinks in the bar and then drink on the plane, and that's how I'd quote unquote make it through. Then I quit drinking, and I realized, I don't take anything when I fly now.
What do you think? Like, when you were talking about that, like you would always tell me, well, I'm so anxious about flying. What made you anxious on the flight?
Well, going back to poop, Amy, because
you had
and that's why I always have to have an
IBS.
aisle. Yeah, like is what I'm on this plane. Where's the bathroom? Like, how easy can I get out? And like the anxiousness of what happens if I have a stomach?
Because you're in this environment where you can't get
so
to
a bathroom.
A bathroom.
So it was like this bathroom phobia brought on by the fact that my stomach was wrecked.
And then your anxiety would even make it worse.
Right. So it was big. See?
No, I mean it's we have not really had to talk about this
No. But then I found when I quit drinking, well, I think it was my first business trip kind of like after COVID, and I'd quit drinking. And I had my Xanax with me in case. And I'm like, I don't even need it. Like I don't have the same.
So it was really for you. It wasn't that you were on a plane or anything.
No, it wasn't the air travel, because I love airplanes. I love flying.
Okay, so it was literally for you, it was the anxiety of, I need to be able to be in control of my environment and to be able to be in control of my body and to be able to get to a restroom.
I had like a full-on panic attack one time because I had a window seat, and you can't get up between like the gate and the tarmac or the runway. And there was like this long delay. And I'm like, I can't get up. And compound, I'm like, well, I can't get out because this person's here and I can't get up. And I'm not supposed to get up. And like this whole and I don't have that problem now because like when I quit drinking, my stomach got better.
Yeah.
And so then I don't have the anxiety to need all those things.
That is amazing. And I always benefited because I love sitting by the window.
Yeah, everybody. And the funny thing is, I still love an aisle seat though. Still love an aisle seat.
And but with you and it was always like, yay.
They say on an airplane, every seat has a gift. If you're in an aisle seat, your gift is you can get up and go pee whenever you want. If you're in the middle seat, your gift is you're supposed to get both armrests.
Oh.
Because nobody wants a middle seat. If you're in the window seat, your gift is being able to lean up against the window.
Or look out or whatever.
Yeah. So every seat has a gift.
Oh.
Yep.
That is really kind of, I've never heard of that.
Yeah. There you go.
Where'd that come from?
I just hear things, Amy. I just hear things.
You are something else.
File that for sure under the
and my phone where I have all my notes keeps.
See how'd that work out for you? Trying something different.
I know.
All right, Coach Amy, let's touch on some marriage type stuff. And this is not marriage, relational type things. One of the things we talk about in our coaching program is becoming a secure connector. So moving away from being a pleaser or a vacillator and all these other,
And if you want more information on that, you can go to How We Love. The love with love. It's the Love Styles.
Love Styles, I think. Yeah.
No, I think it's.
We'll put a link in the description.
I think it's
where
How We
you
Love.
can take a test a lot of these tests, you go through and you try and find out what you are, and it's like okay.
And then there's nothing to do with it. Then you're like, what do you do?
Love languages, right? It's like, oh, I know my love language, and there's no point to change. Like this is what I am, right? Well, this is like identifying how you function based on like how you're raised and how you are, and try and move you to a secure connector.
Yeah, the ultimate thing is we all want to be secure connectors. We all want to be able to have good communication skills, listening with empathy, and making sure that we're hearing and understanding. We're seeking to understand our partner.
It's a lot about communication.
Yes, and so you want to be a secure connector.
Yeah. So this is sort of like a mini crash course on secure connector. This is like hints and tips, suggestions.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is part of the deal. But so one thing for a secure connector.
Well, to get yourself
to get yourself to be a secure connector. That's a better way to put it.
Because go ahead.
Are you hinting, wishing, or hoping your spouse or significant other will do or know something? Like, I hope they do this.
Yeah. And with that, I used to do this all the time. I would come up and be like, well,
I didn't read your mind.
Why didn't he do that? Or I want him to do this for me.
But you wouldn't ask.
But I wouldn't ask.
Right.
I would be expecting you to read my mind.
Because I am so good at that.
You really are.
So
not.
instead of that, a secure connector asks directly for what they need or want.
Yeah.
So don't wish, don't hope, don't hint.
Ask. Yeah. Yes. Just be really clear.
Because it's not fair to the other person if you're sitting there getting angry because they didn't read your mind.
Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, this has been something that was really hard for me because you and there was something that had come up, and I remember sitting, I don't even remember what it was, but I start stewing and churning and all of these things, and I'm in my head, and I'm like, wait a minute, slow yourself down, have some awareness that you're doing this. You've created this story in your head. So you need to go in and just ask. And I remember going into you and going, hey, when you do blah, 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 whatever it was, right. I go, it really hurts me. And you looked at me, you're like, well, why didn't you say something?
Right.
He's like, that's not my intent. And so going through this coaches training, because that was one of the first times that I'm like, okay, well, I guess I better go and see if this works. And it was, I think you were really happy too, because later you came, we had one of our little safe conversations, right. And you were like, yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you came to me and talked about this, because in the past I could sit there and go on and have something going on in my head about something you had done for months.
And it almost becomes the equivalent of getting mad at somebody for something they did in a dream. Like, in that case, they didn't do it at all. But in this case, they don't know that it's something. So
yeah. And it was, like I said, I wish I could remember what it was, but it was not a significant thing. It was something you're like, oh, sure, done.
Right.
I won't do it.
Right.
He's like, and that was, I think, really, I think that's one of the things that you have to do. You have to be vulnerable. You have to go in. And when you get into these conversations with yourself, that is just, and I don't mean this to sound bad, but this is kind of, and because it was me, it was a sign of emotional immaturity.
Right. Right.
So don't beat yourself up about it. Just go forward and learn from it.
100%. 100%. You want to do the next one, Amy?
Let's see. What, you just want me to read it?
Sure.
A secure connector experiences relationships as a source of relief. You want to seek comfort from your spouse rather than like a thing like food, alcohol, or other things. So you want to go to, if something is upsetting you, you need to go to your spouse.
Right.
And this might not be something that your spouse has done. This could just be a situation. Going and sharing that instead of going and numbing yourself.
Yeah.
With something else, or food, or whatever it is.
Yep. Yep. A secure connector can ask for help when they need it. This is kind of like the first one a little bit. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It's part of becoming a secure connector.
Yeah.
So like
it's a maturity. It's maturity.
Yeah. So it's like the wishing or hoping like maybe they would do or change or whatever. Same idea. It's like if you need help, like, and I've gotten better at that because I would get in the mode of like, oh, I'm doing all this and nobody's helping me. Well, did I ask for help?
Yeah, exactly.
Again, reading my mind type thing. Yeah. It's like, hey.
And one of the things that you do is because you I don't even understand. I don't even know how you do this, but you just are like, okay, I'm going to do this. And you just start doing it. And then like, you don't even leave people an opportunity to do certain things. Like I'll come down and I'll be like, oh, I was going to do the dishes. They're done.
Because I'm that good of a husband.
I love it. I know. And I have to remember though, to come and thank you and also remind you that you don't have to do all of those things.
Which even that is a helpful and a driver towards a secure connector, because sometimes, I do it just not out of like any kind of spite, or I just do the dishes, whatever. But just that, I guess part of it's that words of affirmation, but just being acknowledged that it's appreciated.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want an award, but like, hey, I noticed you did something.
Yeah, no, and that's part of, in our marriage guide, there is that appreciation script, I guess, for better words.
Right.
But
that's exactly what it is. Appreciation.
Yeah, but to come to you and just tell you, you know what, hey, I just want to share something with you. I really appreciate that you do the dishes like literally every day. And I really appreciate it. And if you feel like you'd like to leave something for me to be able to help out with,
I do.
I'm
you
here.
get to clean the stove. I let you do
I
that.
do.
I let you do that.
He lets me clean the stove.
You win that.
I do win.
All right, Coach Amy, do letter D for us.
A secure connector can share their feelings. Whatever you are feeling today, share it with your spouse. You may start with, I am trying to be a secure connector, and sharing what I'm feeling is one way to do that. I am feeling
blank,
whatever it is. And I don't need you to do anything with this, what I'm sharing. But I just wanted you to know. Right. And I think that is something that we have really worked on together to make sure that the other one is seen and heard.
Well, and that whole I don't need you to do anything. I just want you to know. We use a twist of that too. Of, if we don't know why somebody's sharing something, it's like, do you want help? There's a different words, but do you want help or be held, right? Or do you want a hug or to be helped or just listen? I think it's right.
Yeah. Do you want, or even like sometimes okay, is this something that I need to help you solve? Is this a problem that we need to work out and think through? And sometimes that is. Yeah. Other times it's just like, no, I just need to get this out.
Right.
And
especially helpful for guys, because guys instantly go to, let me fix it. And
yeah.
A lot of
times
need you to ladies will come to a guy and don't want it fixed. I just want to share.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good man tip.
And it also kind of just depends on what you what you are. If you're a pleaser, so you are always, you were a pleaser, constantly, okay, I'm going to do this and this. And we keep trying to not do that. But you also were an avoider, which is kind of funny. It's like if something hard would come up, if there was going to be a conflict, I don't want to deal with that. So now we're trying, and I think we're doing a really much better job of coming together and actually having really meaningful conversations.
Yes. Sometimes it's not, I guess it's hard.
Some conversations are hard.
It's hard only, I think, mainly from the standpoint of it's not my default state. It's not what I'm used to doing, right? So but I think once you start doing it a few times, you learn there's freedom in some of the conversations. Maybe it wasn't as hard as you thought it was, or maybe difficult, but if you're both open to the conversation and talking about it, at the other side of that, you're stronger together, and then it relieves the person who shared, because they aren't sitting there with that in the back of their mind, stewing over it or questioning it or wondering about it or worrying about it or whatever it happens to be. It just gets it off the table.
I think for us too, there's certain subjects or topics or whatever that I would go and do this whole ruminating. I don't like this. Why aren't we doing this? And then I'm just now frankly come to you and I'm like, okay, here's this. This is the scenario. It's something that you need to actually deal with. I'm done. Right. I'm no longer going to be carrying this around.
Right.
No, it's not anything that is, it's just I can't do this anymore. Right. I have given it to you. You have to do with it what you're going to do, and being mature enough to go, okay, yep, nope, remember I gave that to you.
Or like Mark and Jill pointed out, sometimes, thank you, Loud Motorcycle, sometimes you just have to, it depends on what it is. She used the example of he would drip his coffee or whatever on the floor. Yeah. Getting hung up on those things, some things aren't worth it. You just have to say, that's just a quirk. That's just a thing.
That's kind of a quirk.
Yeah. It's kind of that old saying. Is that a hill worth dying on? Kind
well,
of.
But it's also, okay.
Sometimes it's just, that's how they are. Sometimes you have to accept that's who you marry. That's who you're with.
Mm-hmm. And is it an offense is this an offense to me?
Right.
Or is this just something that he does or she does?
Yeah, it's not.
And it's just the way they are.
Right. Like, it doesn't hurt anybody. It's not hurting the family. It's not impacting them. It's like, it's just, it's an annoyance, but, if it's something like the coffee, you can bitch about it all you want, but they might not change. And if they don't, is that really the end of the world?
Well, and the other thing is, like, you know what? Just loving them.
Right.
Like, it's you're just gonna you're gonna flip the script on that, and you're just gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna clean this up, and I love them, and this is who they are. This is who I am, and
I'm blessed to have the opportunity to clean it up after them. That might be a stretch, but
but I mean, it is certain things. I mean, because when my ADHD, like just different things. Like, we did a reel recently on
your sunflowers.
My losing the sunflower seeds.
Amy we kept the sunflower seeds in the pantry. Then Amy decided, she could never find them for whatever reason because the pantry's a mess. Amy decided, she'll put them in the refrigerator with the salad stuff. All right, makes sense, not a problem there. Then the next day, she couldn't find them again. I'm like, didn't you put them in the refrigerator? Yeah, then I moved them. I don't remember where. Eventually, she found them in the drawer that has like utensils and stuff in it. I'm like,
I opened up the drawer where you would have like the measuring spoons. And literally,
that made sense. I'm like, you can't
put
away.
No, I didn't put it away on purpose.
Like, you can't put them away where it makes sense each time.
No, it wasn't. I did not put them there on purpose at all. I'm sure when I was cleaning up, it just.
So what I'm saying is, when they annoy you, make a TikTok reel about it and make fun of them and post it on the internet to see everybody.
It was funny.
We did get feed. Well, yeah, Amy laughed along, so it
wasn't. In fact, when I found them, I was cracking up because I'm like, oh my god.
And even our pastor at church said, "Oh, I love that." He goes, "I'm so glad it's not just us. We're not alone." It's like, so people.
And you're not alone in all of this either. And I think that's the other thing, is that this is the way human beings are.
Right.
It's the way human beings have been for centuries, and I think it's just embracing where we're at on this journey.
And understanding that, we are not the same people that stood in front of the altar 25 years ago, right? Like,
correct.
We're very different people. And we've grown together, but sometimes we grow individually and people change, and there's,
And recently I can't remember if I was reading something or if I was listening to a podcast or something, but it was talking about you have to fall in love with your spouse over and over and over again, because we ultimately are different. Just like you said, we're different people.
Right.
And I think that is, the beautiful thing about, marriage is like, it's like, oh my gosh, I love this guy. And we've been through ups and downs, and he is a totally different person than both of us are. And it's like, I still love him.
Right.
And, I love him more than I did at the altar.
Right.
So.
And, she hasn't put me 6 feet under yet, so good news there. All right, campers, real quick, your random question of the week. As I look over and just realize I don't think we're recording this on video, Amy, so this is going to be an audio-only week, I think.
Woohoo!
Anyway, that happens. That's pretty good in only 80-some episodes. The random question of the week, your random question to ponder. Do you and your spouse have separate cars, or do you share cars? So the question is, so I saw this video, the gal said, well, we have 2 cars, and just whenever you go out in the morning, you just take whatever car you feel like driving that day. So first one out, just take whatever car. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, whatever. I guess it didn't bother me. I'm like, sure, I guess we could do that too. But then I read in the comments, and some people really made some good points, because one person's like, well, my seat has to readjust. Well, whatever. I don't care about that. But there's things in my car that like my badge for work is in my car. I have certain things in my car that I keep in my car that I need. And it's like, if you drove my car and just left, we will, it's like, hey, I'm taking your car for whatever. I tell you, but we don't play this
Yeah, no, it's not, that's interesting.
I think that inconvenience of some of the little things that you have in your car, that if somebody just left, it's like, well, I had something in my car that I needed in my car, and you have my car.
Yeah, but I guess if you really truly shared a car, then
you just wouldn't do that. I guess.
You wouldn't do that. But yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know, but we also
But we have had different times, especially now since we're in the Jeep topless
season.
Where you will take my vehicle if you need to take camera equipment, anything for your job. You'll be like, hey, I'm going to take your vehicle.
Right.
And that's always fun. Then I always have to remember, because dress appropriately to be able to get in and out, because you never have put the toe step on the driver's side for me.
Oh, no, I haven't. I've only had it for 7 years.
And trying to get into your vehicle with a skirt,
Yeah, it's not.
that's not fun.
No, big tires in a lift are not skirt friendly.
No,
kids.
I laugh because I've had that happen before. I'm like, all right, I'll go in and put on a pair of pants. Guess I'm not wearing a skirt today.
With the Jeep, especially with the top off, then you got your hair different. And,
But I would say, I
guess, but I don't know.
I don't know.
I find
It'd be interesting. If anybody has any comments on that, just let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm not opposed to it, but our world's not built for that. So
there you go,
kids. Well, there you go. That was a pretty good run of the gauntlet of marriage and more. So
yeah, there's a lot of more there.
There's a lot of
more there.
We'd like to bring you more every week here in that All-Free Marriage More podcast. All right, kids.
So
well, we
awesome.
apologize that there will not be a video podcast this week for those of you watching on the YouTubes.
It happens.
I guess I can put the audio to a still of us just sitting here. And
I think, you know what? I have seen people who have done that, Matt Edwards.
that would be the people
I guess
like
we
me who
will
hit.
we will be doing that.
Those of us who forget to hit record.
There you go.
All right, kids. Well, that's it for us this week. Wish you peace and love from the cornfields. I'm Matt Long with Coach Amy, and we are out.
Ooh, I can't wait.